My motivation for the trip was, having had experience in the Indian fashion industry for about 4.5, 5 years before the MBA, was to actually showcase to the students at CBS as to how large-scale Indian luxury and fashion is.
Sahil brought the idea to me end of last year when I was running for president of the retail club. And I just didn't understand how deep his contacts were in the retail industry until we started planning it out. He came with a proposal to visit all of the top designers in India, and I was just blown away and equally impressed that he was able to lock down those designers for intimate conversations over dinner in their showrooms.
A lot of it is perception building. A lot of it is just like, oh, it's a third world country, so what do they even know about luxury? And that's the stigma I want to break, that we live and breathe in luxury actually in India. Also obviously in poverty, but then there is a large part of India which is about luxury and fashion and understanding of art and how we have that heritage which goes back thousands and thousands of years.
This is something that we thought could help the members of RLG to think outside of the box and to think about retail luxury goods in a way that they hadn't before. Almost always you're thinking about retail luxury goods being from those fashion powerhouses, and you think of India as a place where maybe some of the products are made. You're not thinking of high fashion coming from a place like India. And Sahil really opened our minds too to how they're really creating content there.
One of my favorite experiences was visiting the designer Gaurav Gupta. Before we visited his house and factory, I had no idea who he was, but then once I actually started looking at his work, I realized, oh, this is the person who designed Meg Thee Stallion's Oscars dress, and then also the Grammys were just on literally last week, and Cardi B came down the red carpet in one of his gowns as well. So just being able to see how Indian fashion and retail is starting to come into the States and how the looks are really just manifesting themselves here, I think that was definitely the coolest part of the trip.
We would have never had an idea of what was going on in India without someone like Sahil saying, like, I know this is going on in India. I want all of my peers and you at the school to know that this is happening in India, and you need to be aware because it's coming to the States.
I think this is true of most travel, but especially for Chazen, because you get to visit companies. It's the empathy to see something from someone else's point of view. So it wasn't just like we were, walking through distribution centers and talking to the CEO, but we were like interacting with garment workers. They were letting us try to make a rug and see how difficult that was, try to work on an embellishment, try to drape a sari. And being in it and actually doing the handiwork, I think gave me a new level of appreciation for the industry I originally fell in love with.
Students that go on these trips are getting a unique experience. It's not just a travel opportunity, it's really an opportunity to get an inside look at both the business and culture of a country that you wouldn't get as a tourist. You can go and travel on your own and get to see amazing things, but you're never going to get this inside, curated look at a country from your classmates' perspective.
More than the networking, it was just like I got the vision that, okay, I'm gonna ultimately go and start my own brand and maybe make a global fashion company at some point.
But just like expanding your horizons, seeing things from other people's point of view, and then also connecting with people in that like really deep way through their culture has been profound for me.